Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I wanted to so I started off by really wanting to play with this Makeup Revolution palette. I've heard a lot about Makeup Revolution, that their eyeshadows are affordable but also like have really good quality. So I picked up this one. This is the I think they actually changed the name of their company. It's not even Makeup Revolution anymore, it's just Revolution. This is the Reloaded Division palette, and I don't know, I thought the colors were really pretty in here. I was really excited to use them. I'll show you them first. Like, I really wanted to play with this green, and I really wanted to play with these down here and kind of create like a green, like yellow, orange, warm kind of eye. But the mattes were so bad in here. I literally did an eye look on this eye 3 times and had to wipe it off 3 times. The mattes didn't blend well. They were extremely patchy. Some of them showed up dark when you first put them on, and then if you started to blend, they went completely away. It was really weird. So this palette definitely was my favorite. I wouldn't recommend it. It was only $7, but even $7, I don't even think it was worth the $7. The only 2 good shades in this palette were this bronzy shimmer and this green shimmer. I'll swatch them real quick because I need to at least give them up. And I just did it opposite of fingers. I'm an idiot. I mean, I guess the whole palette might be worth these 2 shades. Please focus. And it's a $7 palette, and each shadow would, I guess, cost only like, what, $3.50? So that is still cheap if you only like 2 of the shades. So I ended up picking up this palette and creating this look on my eyes that you see here today. So the 2 main shades in this palette are Peach Punch and Peach Sangria. I do use the shade Just Peachy a little bit in the beginning in my upper crease, but for the most part, those are the 2 shades that I use throughout the whole look. So I don't necessarily point to each shade as I'm using them when I'm doing the look, but just so you know, those are the colors that I'm using. It's those 3, mainly those 2. And then I did at the end go back and try to use this iridescent shade because I thought it was pretty. It's like a purpley iridescent color. Of course it's not focusing. So I went to put that in my inner corner at the end, and it just wasn't working. That palette is just not worth $7. And if you want to see how I got this makeup look, then definitely keep watching. Alright you guys, so I decided to do a voiceover for this video. I already started off by putting some concealer on my eyelid and blending it out, and then right here I'm just setting that with my regular face powder. Right here, I'm taking the shade Just Peachy from the Too Faced Peachy Mattes palette and blending that in my crease, kind of being a little bit messy with it. You'll see I clean it up at the end. Next, I grabbed the shade Peach Punch from the palette and I put that more directly in my crease, and I used a different kind of brush. This one's a little bit more dense than the first brush that I used, and I blended it out into the first shade that we put down. Next, I grabbed the shade Peach Sangria on a flat shader brush and I started packing that all over my lid. Unfortunately, it didn't come out as pigmented as I would like it to. It was a lot darker in the pan than it ended up being on my eye, which was kind of disappointing, but I know that happens sometimes, and I still like the way the look turned out, so I went with it. And then I grabbed a Duo Fiber blending brush and blended everything together, especially by my brow. I kind of wanted it to blend seamlessly up into the brow bone. Then I grabbed my NYX Matte Liquid Liner and I created a wing on my eye. Then I grabbed my Kiss 117 lashes and some Duo Glue and I popped them on my eyelid. I just felt like this look was a little bit plain, even though I really did like the neon vibrant eye, but I definitely wanted some lashes. This is the Benefit Professional and I just kind of focused this where I have some larger pores. Then I grabbed the Tarte Amazonian Clay Foundation and I quickly buffed that all over my face with the Morphe Y6 and grabbed the Tarte Creaseless Concealer. I didn't use a whole lot of this because it is very thick. However, I do like the shade for under my eyes and the coverage is awesome. So I've recently fallen in love with this powder. It's the NYX Banana Powder. I never thought I would give my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder to a rest, but I did for now. And then I grabbed my Hoola Bronzer by Benefit, and I buffed this into the contours of my face and on my forehead. This is the Becca blush in the shade Songbird. I really like their blushes because they have a little bit of luminosity to them, so they kind of bring your cheeks to life. And I know I'm really weird, I kind of put blush all over my face. I just like it to tie the whole look in together. Then I grabbed my big fluffy blending brush and blended everything together because I get slightly carried away with the blush and the bronzer. Shocker, I know, moving on. Then I went in to finish up the lower lash line, grabbing the same shades I used on the top, putting them on the bottom, putting some gel liner in my waterline, and finishing up with some mascara. Alright, so this is where I attempted to add that iridescent purple shade to my inner corner from the Revolution palette, and it really just ruined the inner corner of my eye look, so I wouldn't recommend using this palette at all, as I've said a million times. Then I moved on to highlighter on my cheekbones and the high points of my face. This is the Wet n Wild highlighter in Precious Petals. And then I just layered two glosses. I don't know, I'm personally a gloss girl. I'm not a huge fan of lipstick or lip liner or anything heavy. So I grabbed this one first. This is the Kathleen Light's Colourpop collab. And then I grabbed this e.l.f. gloss on top. I believe it's a lip plumper and it's just a really sheer pink. Then I grabbed the Caudalie, I don't know the exact name of it, but it's a misting spray. And then my little tip and trick is to use a beauty blender and push all of the product into the skin after setting it. And that is the completed look. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope I see you here again soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye!